Taking a leg releasing vinyasa class, and we're going to be starting in your shavasana or seated whilst we take some breath. So either coming to lie down on your mat or taking a comfortable seat, whether this is kneeling, it could be sitting onto your blanket or your block to sit up a bit taller, or coming into a cross-legged position. When you're ready, just start to close down the eyes and take deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just starting to release any stresses from your day and just clearing your mind ready for this class. Take your deepest inhale you've taken yet today and sigh it out. Even deeper this time on the inhale, and exhale out through the mouth. Last one here, inhale and exhale. We're just going to take some square breathing now, like we focused on earlier in the series. So you're going to breathe in through the nose for a count of 4. You're then going to hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, and hold on empty for a count of 4. If you don't want this variation, then just carry on with your deep breathing. But if you do want to take some square breathing, just follow my instructions. You're going to inhale for a count of 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, and 4. Inhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold for 1, 2, 3, 4. And now I want you to take 2 of those square breathing yourselves, just counting it out through your head, and then just returning to normal breath when you've finished. Square breathing is really great just to reset the breath, focusing on it and clearing the mind. So once you're finished taking those, we're all going to be coming down into our corpse pose. So just lying out in front of you, just taking a couple more breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to walk the feet in so that they come as close as you can to the hands. So if you can touch your heels with your fingertips, that's great. And the feet are hip width apart. We're coming into our bridge. On an inhale, slowly roll up through the spine, flattening up towards the sky. So you're coming onto your shoulders. And on an exhale, unwind, releasing the spine back down to the mat. We're going to take this 5 times. On an inhale, slowly rise up, engaging the buttocks and the glutes. And on an exhale, let it go. On an inhale, we rise all the way up. You might notice you're able to go a bit higher this time. And on an exhale, we fall. We've got 2 more. On an inhale, grounding through the feet and the shoulders, we rise up. And on an exhale, we lower down. Last one. On an inhale, we rise up.
This time you might want to clasp the hands underneath you, walking yourself further onto your shoulders if this is an option for you. Bring the chin further towards the chest, lengthening the back of the neck. And just taking 3 breaths here. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Slowly releasing the hands and lowering all the way back down, drawing your knees into your chest and rocking side to side to massage through the spine. From here, we're going to let the left leg go long and down the mat, keeping hold of the right, and just rocking into that hip, really waking it up. We don't get a chance to do this most days, so it's just really nice to give movement into that joint. And lengthen it out long, giving yourself that well-deserved full body stretch here, pointing and flexing the feet, bringing the hands overhead and release. Drawing that left knee in, we're just going to take some wiggles into that left hip joint. Just moving it at your own pace. You might want to massage the spine at the same time, rocking side to side. And release into that full body stretch. Really stretching out long, drawing your fingertips towards the back of the room. And release, drawing both knees in, rocking side to side. From here, we're going to bring our legs up towards the sky, flexing the feet as if you're standing on the ceiling. And just bring your arms up too. We're going to circle the wrists and the ankles. These are areas we don't often think about when we're warming up through the body, so it's just really nice to give them a chance to move. Lowering the hands, maybe holding the back of the thighs. We're just going to flex and point the feet. Really waking up the calves and the feet and the legs. This pose is really great, just waking up the body. Take 2 more breaths here. And when you're ready, lower the feet down, again to hip width apart. We've kept the knees bent. We're just going to rock the hips side to side, windscreen wiper in the legs. Waking up through the legs and the hips. Got 2 more breaths here. Bringing it back to centre. And when you're ready, we're going to come to a seated position. So just rolling onto your left hand side, pressing through the right hand to come up to seated. And just take 5 breaths here in your easy seated pose. Just lengthening the spine and the crown towards the sky, closing down the eyes and resettling on your mat. Just inhaling and exhaling, in through the nose and out through the mouth. From here, we're just going to come into some seated poses. So keeping that left knee in that cross position, but lengthening out the right leg. So it's at a slightly diagonal position towards the right corner of your mat. From here, we're going to lift the arms towards the sky, really reaching up through the spine and turning. So we're facing over that right leg. And then we fall down over it. Just as far as you can, stretching out in that forward fold. So your first option is to stay there, or if you have a block or anything like that that you need to lean on, you can do supporting the head, or even just coming down onto it as far as you can. We're just stretching out through the back of that right leg. You've got 5 breaths here. You should really start to sink into the pose as you breathe, so you might be able to walk the hands a little bit further, but it's absolutely fine if not. And when you're ready, just walking the hands back towards you, bending both knees, and again, just letting the knees fall side to side to release that pose. And when you're ready, we're going to lengthen that left leg towards the left corner of the mat, drawing the right knee in towards the thigh, lengthening the hands up towards the sky as tall as you can get, and then falling over that left leg. You might feel a bit tighter on one side than the other, so you can always bring in your props or a bolster or anything you need to support you. Just finding your edge here, so not going too far, just doing whatever you need to do to release through the body today. You've got 3 more breaths in this pose. Just inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth to just fall slightly deeper and stretch a bit more through the back of that leg. And when you're ready, walk the hands back up, and we're going to turn, so we're coming into our tabletop position here. Once you're in that tabletop, just take a few wiggles side to side, releasing through the spine. And when you're ready, push yourself up into your downward facing dog. So really pressing through the hands and the feet, drawing the tailbone to the sky, drawing the belly in, and possibly bending the knees to lengthen if you need to, or dropping the feet down. Take 2 breaths here. And when you're ready, walk those feet to the top of the mat into your forward fold. Holding onto each elbow, dropping the crown of the head towards the floor, and just swaying side to side. Really releasing through the back of the legs, the spine, and the head. And when you're ready, roll all the way back up into your standing pose. So from here, we are going to come into some sun salutation A. So we're only going to take it 4 times, but if you just follow my lead, we'll start to flow. On an inhale, we raise the arms to the sky, slightly back bending, looking towards the top of the room. And on an exhale, we fold. On an inhale, lift halfway, and on an exhale, fold. On an inhale, plant the hands down and step back into your high plank. And on an exhale, either drop the knees, the chest and the chin to fall, or come down in your full chaturanga. On an inhale, we lift up to upward facing dog or cobra. And on an exhale, come to your downward facing dog. On your next inhale, we're stepping to our forward fold. And inhale to halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Inhale all the way back up, hands to the sky, and exhale, hands in prayer. So we're just going to take 2 breaths to break them up, and then we'll carry on. So on an inhale, we raise the arms to the sky, and on an exhale, we fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, planting the hands, stepping back into plank, and exhale to lower down. Inhale to your upward facing dog, and exhale to your downward facing dog. On an inhale, step to your forward fold, and inhale to a halfway lift, exhale to fold. Inhale all the way back up to standing, and exhale, hands in prayer. We've got 2 more. Inhale to rise, and exhale to fold. Inhale to a halfway lift, and exhale to fold. Inhale, planting the hands, stepping back into your plank,
And exhale to lower down. Inhale to an upward facing dog. And exhale to your downward facing dog. Inhale to a forward fold, stepping forward. And exhale, halfway lift. And fold. Inhale the hands to the sky and exhale hands to prayer. We've got one more. Inhale hands up and exhale we fold. Inhale to a halfway lift and exhale to fold. Inhale, planting through the hands, stepping back into your plank, and we lower down to the mat. Lift up into your upward facing dog, and on an exhale to your downward facing dog. Inhale, hop, step or jump to the top of your mat into a forward fold. And exhale to a halfway lift. And fold. Lift all the way back up into your standing high back bend, and then exhale, hands to prayer. And you're just going to take 2 breaths here. Just inhaling and exhaling. Ready for the next flow. So you've got 2 more breaths. Just to reset after that sun salutation. And when you're ready, we're going to come straight into our flow. So coming into your chair pose, so your feet are underneath the hips and we're going to lower back as if you're sitting in a chair and bringing the arms up in front of you. Just looking forward, sinking as low as you can, taking 3 breaths here. And when you're ready, we're going to fold forward. Just to release from that pose. And from here, you're going to step your left leg back into that sort of warrior 2 position so that your arch is in line with the heel of the front right foot. We're going to lower that right arm down and lift through the left, looking upwards, really stretching through the legs into this pyramid pose. No, sorry, our revolved triangle. And on the next exhale, bring both arms forward, coming over that leg and stepping back into your forward fold. From here, we're going to plant the hands down and step back into your downward facing dog, just pedaling through the legs. And again, as we're taking this flow on the right hand side first, you're going to lift your right leg towards the sky into your 3-legged dog. And when you're ready, draw it into the chest. And lift it high. And draw that knee into the chest. And lift it high. And last time for some strength, drawing it into the chest. And lifting it high. This time drawing it in and placing it between the hands for your lunge position. We're going to lower that back knee down. And just coming into it, so just really breathing deep, opening up through that hip and the leg. And when you're ready, leaning forward, straightening that front leg into your half split. So we're just coming through this flow from low lunge to our half split. Opening up through the hip and the leg. Just in your own time, as deep as you can go at your edge to be comfortable, but really work into the body. You've got 3 more breaths in this mini flow, just opening up through the chest as you come forward and folding on the half fold. And coming back to centre, planting those hands down, tucking that back foot, lifting the knee. We're coming into our plank here. And as you're ready, we're going to lower down, so either coming down knees, chest, chin, or all the way down in your chaturanga. From here, we're going to come up onto the forearms. And we're going to come into our half frog. So we're going to just take that right knee out beside us in a right angle position. So I'll show you on the left so you can see it better. We're just bringing it up in line with the hip. So we're just going to open up here. So taking the right leg first, really opening up and lowering down if you need to. We've got a couple of breaths here. Just really opening up through that right leg. And when you're ready, bringing that leg back in line with the left. And we're just going to take hold of it with the left hand. So just drawing it in behind you, balancing through the left leg and the right arm. Drawing that foot into the glute if you can. Holding onto the foot, the ankle. You might be further away and that's fine. But we're just going to take a few breaths here. You should feel that stretch in the front of your thigh. And release. And when you're ready, we're just going to plant the hands, tucking the toes under and sending the hips high to your downward facing dog. And walking the feet towards the hands for your forward fold. Bringing the peace fingers around that big toe, drawing yourself down and the elbows outwards. Just really feeling that active forward fold. And when you're ready, bring it up into a halfway lift, just really straightening that back, looking in front of you. You can always have your fingers towards the floor here, but I really like to have my hands on my shins. And then when you're ready, we're going to bring ourselves back into our mountain, hands to chest. And we're going to take that on the left hand side this time. So just rearranging yourself however you need, maybe taking some water. And when you're ready, we're going to lift the arms high into our chair, sinking down our final chair of the practice. Taking 3 breaths here, really building strength into the thighs, the glutes, everywhere you might feel a burn. Final breath here and fold. And from your fold, you're going to bring your right leg behind, so it's parallel with the back of the mat. Your left arm towards the inner arch of your left foot, and that right arm up for your revolve triangle. Try and look towards the sky if you can. You might not be here, you could be up here leaning on the shin. That's absolutely fine. You can also bring a block underneath that hand at whatever height you need. Really great for working through the legs and the side body. And when you're ready, we're going to bring both hands forward, just folding over and coming back into our standing forward fold. And from here, planting the hands down and stepping back into your downward facing dog. This time we're going to be bringing the left leg up into our down 3-legged dog. And then bringing that knee into the chest. We're building some core strength here. So raising the leg back up and shooting it forward. You've got 2 more. Bring it into the chest and back. Last one. Into the chest and back up. This time you're going to bring it all the way through, planting that left foot in between the hands and lowering the right knee into your lunge. So just working into it for a second here, just getting used to the pose. Again, you can take these blocks, just lift yourself a bit higher if you'd like, but that is completely up to you. And we're coming into that half split little flow. So bringing that left leg straight and folding over, and then bringing it forward, opening up through the chest. Really working through the back of the legs. Just remember to keep breathing whilst you do this, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. You've got 2 more breaths here. So really just taking your own time in this flow. Taking whatever variations you need, and you can always come into a child's pose as well for a rest. And bring it forward. We're going to plant our hands back down, surrounding that foot. Tuck the back toes under, lifting the knee off the floor, shooting that left leg backward back into our high plank. And we're just going to hold it for 3 breaths. We are building some strength today. Again, do come back into your child's pose if you need to. Inhale and exhale. Only 1 more breath here. Either lower your knees, your chest and your chin, or come all the way down. Perfect. From here we're coming up onto the forearms into our half frog on the left hand side. So bringing that left knee out about hip height and just leaning into it a bit here. We've got 3 breaths. Just breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. It's a really nice pose to open up through the hip. Final breath here. We're going to shoot that left leg back, bringing it into our right hand and towards the glute. Doesn't matter again which level you're at here. It's just a really nice stretch through the front of the thigh. Got 1 more breath here. And when you're ready, release that left leg, tucking the toes under. We're going to lift ourselves back into our downward facing dog. Got 2 more breaths here. It's your final downward dog of this practice. And when you're ready, walk the feet forward into your forward fold. Here we're taking the peace fingers again around the big toe and drawing ourselves down, widening the elbows, possibly swaying side to side into our active fold. And when you're ready, we're going to lift halfway, either on the shins or on the floor or on blocks, whatever you need, just flattening the back. And lifting all the way back up to mountain and your hands into prayer. Perfect. So you're nearly there. So we're just going to wind down the class a little bit now. So when you're ready, we're going to reach back up and slowly fold down. Just rolling down again towards the mat, making your upper body heavy, planting the hands and stepping back into your child's pose. Just with wide knees, walking the hands forward, forehead towards the mat. Sinking towards the feet if you can. And we're going to take 5 breaths in our child's pose. When you're ready, walk those hands in towards you. So you come up into this kneeling position. We're then going to turn, so we're going to come to the middle of our mat and slowly lower down. So just as slow as you can. Again, bring that core engagement in, tightening and lowering down. Sending the feet out long. Just taking a brief moment here to settle into the mat. And when you're ready, we're drawing that right knee back in like we did at the start of the class, giving it a bit of a wiggle, and then bringing it over the body into our twist. So again, you have a few options here. You can take a block underneath this knee or even underneath your right shoulder to support you. But as your right leg is over, we're going to be looking towards the right hand side, really twisting and releasing through the spine. And take 5 breaths here.
When you're ready, draw that right knee back in, give it a squeeze and send it out long. We're taking that on the left hand side, so drawing that left knee in, giving it a little wiggle and drawing it over the right side of your body. Your left arm coming into a cactus position and looking over your left shoulder. Again, you can place a block or a blanket over that, under that left knee if you need to, or under that left shoulder if it doesn't quite reach the mat. Five more breaths here. And drawing that left knee back into the chest, giving it a wiggle, and then drawing that right knee in and just rocking side to side. Give yourself a squeeze. Just really releasing through the back. We're coming into our final pose here. So we're coming into our happy baby. So just holding the insides arches of the feet, trying to draw that lower back towards the floor, bending the knees, and just rocking side to side if you'd like, or staying in stillness. This is our final pose of the class. Just taking 3 more breaths here. Really releasing. Final breath. And sending the legs out long. We're coming into our Shavasana. Placing the palms up towards the sky, letting the feet fall out to the sides of the mat. Really relaxing through the shoulders. So just working through your entire body. Please do take a blanket over you if needed. Pop your jumper or anything on that you might want to be wearing. It's still quite chilly outside now for January, so we just really want to be warm into our Shavasana. Again, just taking deep breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Releasing through the body after that practice today. Sighing out anything, any unwanted tension that might be left over or stress, anything you don't need in the body. Don't let any thoughts about any to-do list enter your mind. Just focus on that breath, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. I really want you to scan the body here, head to toe, just feeling if there's any way you feel less tension or tightness than you did at the start of the class. But if you do not, that is absolutely fine. You're still doing a lot of other benefits from coming to your mat today. Just thank yourself for coming, and I really want to thank you for joining me on the mat today. I'm going to finish my part here, but please do stay in your Shavasana as long as you need to. Namaste.